Hey everybody, I'm just watching Hank. Just a little Crazy Days weirdness this morning. He is enjoying his run. He goes back and forth to his pen and comes back. It's a brisk morning. It's kind of cool. It's not, well, I think it is freezing, but we've got frost on the ground. Ah, he's found a bone. He's burying a bone. He dug a hole and put a bone in the leaves. Where's your bone? Get your toy. Get your toy. Let's go. Come on. Let's show him the frost. Go show him the frost. Where's the frost? You can see the white on the ground where he's running. There's frost. And he loves to run. Ooh, you like to slip down, didn't you? He actually barked with the ball in his mouth. Okay guys, I'm back in the house. My glasses may be fogging up a little. Had to swap. I was out trying to film some and the phone rang, so Danny needed the phone. It's cool outside. It's not bad, but the wind's not blowing us, but it's around freezing. We had a frost. But I want to show you what I'm doing inside this morning. I started at 6:30 this morning. I ran out to the freezer. We're making broth today. So let me show you what I'm doing. I have my big stock pot that Danny bought me back in the summer, and I have my little small one. We had 3 big bags of just backbone, breastbone, necks, wing tips, that sort of stuff. So this pot is on a slow, it's kind of cooled down a little. I had to turn it down to go outside. It's already started cooking. You can see some yellow stuff kind of collecting there, so I'm turning it back up, letting it get to a boil again. I did not want this one boiling over while I was outside. This one, you can see it's full of bones. So why am I using the stove? Why use the stove instead of a crock pot? Hey, it doesn't matter to me. I can put it on the stove, boil it for 2 or 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever it takes to get those bones tender. There's not that much meat, and I'm done. I have my jars ready. I put it in it, and let's see if we can make this happen in one day. Boil all the bones down, pick off the meat, throw it in jars, can it, and be done before 10 o'clock tonight. Let's see if we can make it. It's almost 8 o'clock in the morning. That gives us 12 hours. Let's hope it doesn't take 12 hours to do this. This one will be back up to boiling in just a minute. And this one is, and I'll keep rearranging and add more water here for about the next 30 minutes to keep these underwater. It is 10:15, 10:14 actually, and I just turned my pots off about 5 minutes ago. This one is starting to cool down some. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sit this pot and the other one on my cabinet over here, and this lid does get a little warm. You have to have something. Okay, that's what this one looks like. I've checked them. The meat seems to be tender. It's been 2 hours, guys. I'm going to sit the pots over here, And I've got my pans ready. I'm going to put the bones in there and let them be cooling so I can pull the meat off. First off, I'm going to start washing dishes. And when I start washing dishes, I'm washing my jars first so I get no food particles. The water's clean and everything is ready to go with my jars. Once I get the jars clean, then I will take and clean all these dishes. Then we'll start straining the broth, putting it in jars, and I'll get my first canner of just pure broth going. Okay, so we're going to take the bones out right now. And this is very hot, so I'm using my prongs to get them out. And I'm going to put those pieces over in here. There's not much meat on any of them, so I'm not that worried about the meat. I will take it off in a little while, probably later after lunch. This came off the big gobbler. Significant difference than the other. The smaller ones. This was one of our 1.5-year-old turkeys. Let's see. A lot of it's falling apart, so there's not much of a bone there compared to this. You can see the difference. Look at that. That was a small one, like 6 to 7 months old. And this is probably the 1.5-year-old hen. This would have been her bones here. The difference between a gobbler and a hen, same age, that's the difference. I wash as I go. So I washed this pot that I did cook in a while ago. I did broth. And I have this. I'm not sure where this came from. It kind of looks like Pampered Chef. It is. A Pampered Chef strainer. One of the best I've seen. It's stainless. Pure broth. And I'm going to pour up enough broth that I think I will have 7 quarts. And I'm not getting much out of this, guys. See? Just a little bit. That means I've got pure broth that's looking nice. I should be getting close to my 7 quarts. I have my setup all ready. I've got my jars, my funnel, my salt, my spoon for measuring. I've got the tongs. I've got my magnetic thing in the back and my water with my jar in the back. I've got my canner ready. It was in the dining room and it is cool in there, so in order to put it on a glass top stove, I brought my canner in here and I poured hot water up to the mark, and that gave me the canner warming up before I sat it on my glass top stove. I've had the lid on it and had it going at a small, like light simmer right now. That heats the gasket on the lid up so that I shouldn't have moisture coming out. You want the rubber, I guess, the gasket, kind of warm, and that helps to have it already at that stage when you put your hot jars in your canner. By using a mat like this, I have 2. This one's a small one. I've got a big white one too, but by using this type mat, this absorbs and doesn't let things get on my counter. I have the rubberized mat that was sent to me too, but this one was handy. It was on the counter already. I'm just doing broth. We're going to take 1 jar out, put another one in, and this water is not boiling, but it is like almost close with my jars in it. I'm using my stainless steel funnel. I'm putting 1 teaspoon of non-iodized salt. This is natural sea salt that we use. The jar is hot. The broth is hot. You can see the steam coming off. I put the salt in. And if you can't tell, I love stainless steel. Everything's stainless steel. Eventually, I'm going to have the whole kitchen stainless steel. Food buckets, you name it. Everything's going to be out of stainless. Just takes a process to find what I'm looking for. And that's some gorgeous turkey broth, you guys. Look. A little more. It's pretty close. Okay, we'll wipe the rim, and it's very hot and you don't want to spill it, so you have to be very, very careful here. I'm getting a flat and the ring. Like I said, they're warm. I tighten them as much as I can. Then with the cloth, I finish tightening because that is hot. I'm going to put it in my canner and we'll finish this up. And I really love this wide mouth stainless funnel. It's wide enough that you don't lose stuff. When you go to pour, that wide lip helps you capture everything instead of pouring over the side. The inner part is still the same as your jar. It's not a wide mouth jar, it's a wide mouth funnel that fits a regular jar. So I picked the meat off the bones. There's only about maybe 1.5 cups to 2 cups of meat. And because there's not any more meat than that, I'm not running my canner for 1.5 hours. So we're going to put the rest of the broth in jars in a few minutes when my canner cools down. There'll probably be 4 quarts, maybe 5. And this, we're just going to make some soup for. According to the Bald Blue Book, page 60 on chicken stock, 25 minutes at 10 pounds of pressure. And you can add celery, onions, peppercorns, bay leaves, salt, all that to your chicken stock, or as in this case turkey stock, and pressure it for 25 minutes. If you add meat, it goes up, if you can look at the chicken soup thing, to 1 hour and 30 minutes because you've added meat. It takes it a lot longer. I have 7 quarts of broth. This is turkey broth out of the canner. I've got 4 quarts in the canner, which means 25 minutes once it starts jiggling. It is 1:06. We have a little bit of broth. It's not even quite a quart. It's close to that. I'm adding salt. A little bit of pepper. The meat that we took off of the bones. Our bell peppers. A handful of onions. Okay, these are potatoes from 2017. I'm going to drain them. Okay, we're going to add these potatoes. And these are skin-on potatoes. These were new potatoes when we canned them. These are carrots. And I'm going to leave the juice of the carrots in there because I like my carrot juice. So I'm going to add that. The potatoes I drained, the carrots I did not. And these are green beans from 16, and I'm going to drain them also. So, instead of a chicken vegetable soup, we have a turkey vegetable soup. We're going to put this on a slow simmer and let it go for the next couple of hours. Everything's done, so when it gets hot it should be fine. But the longer you let these flavors mesh together, the better your soup tastes. And I always forget garlic till last. And this is some of our Deep South garlic. I'm going to be peeling it, putting it in there, and letting this pot simmer for a while. Okay, so the canner has stopped for the second time. I'm removing this. Okay. We're taking out the last of the 4 jars, and because my cabinet's in the way here because I had to rearrange, I'm having to be careful. There's 7 jars here and 4 more, 11 jars of turkey broth today. And the last jar I put in my soup, so I could have had 12, but I decided instead of opening a jar to make soup, just use fresh. And that's pretty awesome. I've got 11 quarts done today, and I'm going to show you. It's only 2 o'clock. It's 2:11 now. I have my kitchen cleaned up, plus I have supper going in one pot because I have the soup going. I think I did pretty good today. All this broth, it cleaned 3 big bags out of my freezer from the turkey bones, and I have room now for us to work on processing the pigs that are out here. Pretty good day. Stay tuned, because next time we're going to be working on the other freezer, and it's going to be huckleberry jelly.